Hello and welcome to the short Vort on Parsha's Eikev. I'm Efraim, Levy, and thank you for joining me this week. We will start at the beginning of the Parsha where it says, V'haya Eikev tishme'un. We won't translate that, but we will quote what Rashi explains about Eikev. It says, Ha-mitzvos hakalos she'adam dash ba'akavav, using the word akavav, which is heel. So he's saying, talking about those light mitzvos that people ignore, they just step on it and kind of go about their way. So that fits very well with what we're going to read in Pirkei Avos this week in Perek Revi'i, where in Mishnah Beis it says, Ben Azai Omer have a rutzla mitzvah kala kavachamura, to run after a mitzvah kala, whatever that means, and we're going to not be explicit on that right away, like the other mitzvahs, the ones that we call kala, the ones we call chamura. So we should keep even mitzvahs that are kala, those that are dash ba'kavav, that people will ignore. So one explanation of kala is that it's something that's easy or something that people take a light of. That the mitzvah that's easy, and so you're not going to get big reward. Let me go on the harder ones. I'm going to get a bigger reward. Or, well, no one else is following it. No one else is keeping it, so I'm not going to keep it either. Another interpretation of what kal is, I've seen it referred to as the mitzvos d'Rabbanan. The rabbinical ones are considered kal, and the Torah ones are considered chamor. But of course, there are times where we have stringencies as far as the halacha for the midrabanan, just to protect them specifically, more than someone would take for the oraisa, because people inherently treat the drabanan little less seriously when it comes to those mitzvos. But looking at the Peninim, but Torah, volume 8, so we have an explanation here that, how can we get to a point where we won't treat these mitzvahs lightly. So if someone's going to treat a mitzvah lightly, it's often because he's also thinking, oh, it's just some tradition that we do. It's something that's not so serious. But if you really want to get the right perspective, you have to think about what a mitzvah is. There's 613 mitzvahs and all the details, so it becomes a lot more than that. But it's like an integrated system that, whether it's audio visual or computer, if you have all the wires together and then you take something out, even if it's a small one or seemingly small, it's not going to work as well or perhaps even at all. So if you ignore certain mitzvahs that we take lightly, that's part of an integrated system of mitzvahs, positive and negative commandments, the result would be that ignoring it is going to make a less optimum situation. Now, continuing on the concept of the word kal, we have later in the Parsha, Moshe has some rebuking regarding the man, which was described by some as lechem haklokel, this insubstantial bread, and Rabbi Schlesinger, Rabbi Elio Schlesinger, he says that the people here that he was talking to were the later generation of Jews, not the ones that went out of Egypt, but these are the Jews that were born either in the desert or very young when they left Egypt and didn't remember a whole lot that went out there. Why? He says, because we're at the 40th year of the desert. Most of the people of that 2060 cohort, they passed away already. Also, he says that first generation that lived in Egypt that was slaves and had to fight for their food, had to make a big effort to get food, they were dreaming of something manna from heaven, something that would be kal, something that would be easy for them to get, that they wouldn't have to work so hard. However, this later generation, they only knew the manna. They took the manna for granted, and actually they didn't like it because they said, we don't want free stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with free stuff, but we want to be able to earn our bread. In fact, they turned the curse that Adam Arishan was given, that he'd have to work by his efforts of his brow to get food and stuff. So they said, we want to work. And therefore they were derogatory versus the man. And this Moshe Rabbeinu, when he says, Vayancha vayirivecha in Perek Ches Pasuk Gimel, he's talking about, I'm going to pain you and make you hunger with that lechem haklokal because you're not appreciating it. So let us learn two lessons. One is we should appreciate what Hashem gives for us even when it comes easy, and we should also do mitzvos even if they seem to be easy or if other people are ignoring them. Thank you for listening. Please share and like, and have a wonderful Shabbos.